Hello, my name is Alvaro, and this is my demonstration of my EX298 final project, Robo-Rescue. Let's get into it.
EX298 Robo-Rescue.
Alright, so you can see here from the start, there are vocals for the EX298 logo, for the game title. There is background music in the main menu, and the main menu has been customized from the beginning. I will get into the story and the setting just after the tutorial, I guess, or the introduction. But you can see here some of the characters in the main menu. You can start to see the introduction of a bit of the problem, and you can see that the different camera angles are customized for these different menus. So for the credits, these are customized as well, so they are these give the assets I used. So these up to here, I believe, are the ones used in the test bed, and then I have these sounds for the characters, and then so up to here is one of the characters, and then there's the sounds for the other ones up to there, and then these are the background tracks for the music. And so if we go into story mode now, you can see we are loaded into the city, and I will start the game now. So, well, you can hear the audio, but let's do the introduction of the game first. So, test 487. Wait a minute, can you hear me? No way, I actually did it. Pardon my excitement. Let's see, I had a whole speech planned. You are a robot created by Omnicorp. Omnicorp is a large corporation that makes robots to help people, but recently they have been acting very strangely. They've fired all of their employees, and are now releasing hordes of robots that are taking over the streets. No humans are allowed to enter Omnicorp Tower anymore, so that's where you come in. I carefully kidnapped you from the streets and gave your AI a little makeover. I need you to infiltrate the tower for me and figure out what's going on. We need you more than you know. Oh, and I forgot to mention. My name is Bronco. I am one of the engineers they fired from Omnicorp. If you don't like your design, you can hit escape and I can change your chassis. Spare parts aren't much of an issue these days. But if you see any, remember to pick them up. They might come in handy if I ever need to rebuild you. Okay, so that is the introduction to the game. This is the settings. So there's this very large corporation named Omnicorp, which has a very prominent tower in the middle of the city. You are actually a robot created by this company, who has been rebuilt by this person, Bronco, because this company used to help people, used to make robots to help humans, but recently they've been acting very strangely. They've been controlling the city, they've been doing some weird things, they fired everyone at the company, which is very strange. So you are rebuilt by this engineer to sort of investigate what's going on in this company, and you will see how that resolves at the end of the game. But also here you can see there's a particle system, and there's a particle system in the main city. What other things can you see? There's the fog is different from the default test bed, and you can start to see a few of the models I will count as my significant models. So these buildings I will count as one of the models. Omnicorp Tower, which is hard to see with all the fog, but I count that one as another significant model. And so I just so why I chose this setting, I sort of liked a few options for my setting. One I believed I could model well, and settings that would I don't know, I guess motivate me, ones that I would like. So I had the idea of a cyberpunk, sort of, which is what this was supposed to be, although the cyberpunk-ness of it didn't really come to fruition at the end. But that is why this is set in a city in the end, and why it's sort of futuristic with the robots and the corporation and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's just a setting that I thought was interesting, and one that I think I could make good models for, which looked interesting, such as the one we're playing right now. Her name is Kickbot. She is a robot made by Omnicorp again, and her gimmick, I guess, is that she uses her legs a lot. So you can see, well, she runs like a normal person, again with audio implemented for that. But when you jump, you can see that her legs are very dynamic. She sort of kicks in the air and does cool acrobatics while she moves, and yeah, and she always keeps her hands behind her waist like that because she doesn't even need them. She is, yeah, she just doesn't need to use them, so she doesn't, and yeah, and you can see. Oh yeah, and we also have a second character. I'm not. Yeah, there we go. So this is Kickbot. You can see one of her poses as well there. And then this is Pummelbot. This is another robot created by Omnicorp, and I will show you some animations for him. So he is sort of the opposite of Kickbot, where wait, the grunting is gonna get a bit annoying while I talk, so I'll just leave it on this screen. Oh wait, it's still gonna sound. Give me just 1 second. There we go. So Pummelbot is sort of the opposite of Kickbot. He mostly uses his arms, as you can see. Yeah, he's got a lot of upper body strength, but not much lower body. He doesn't even have legs. He runs on a pogo stick, and he's also got a cape, which is my use of the dynamic bone component, and so these robots are created by Omnicorp with a specific idea in mind. So Kickbot, so they are very specialized, you know. So Kickbot is very specialized with her legs, and Pummelbot is very specialized with his arms and upper body in general. And you can hear some of the audio for him already. So with the idle animation, when he flexes his muscles, he grunts a little bit, and there is also some sounds for his pogo moving around when you jump. It is more subtle, but there is also a sound for that. And yeah, you can see here the cape is a dynamic object which waves in the wind sort of as you move around, and it flaps down when you don't. And you were able to see both characters' victory animations over here. There we go. Yeah, and some vocals for them as well. And these characters also have the looking at nearby interactables, as you were able to see here with Pummelbot and here with Kickbot. So yeah, so I will play as Pummelbot. I prefer him in general, but you're welcome to play whoever you like. So yeah, let's explore a bit, explore the city a bit. I imagine players will be drawn to Omnicorp Tower. It is right in the middle of the city. There's a lot of contrast with the white and everything, the black door. You will see here that you actually need an access card to get in here. So we will have to look for that. Also, you will see this sort of, well, its name is Spiderbot. This is one of the robots that Omnicorp released recently, you know, when they started acting weirdly, and you can see they're crawling all over the city. There's one over there. Yeah, so this is one of the things you have to investigate, and this is one of the well, this is sort of your introduction to the main enemy, I guess, of the game. And yeah, so let's explore this city a bit. looking for that access card. I guess people will be drawn to that NPC, but I want to show there are some little things hidden in between the buildings. So here there's another spider bot, and there's a platform that goes up and down here. And if you actually explore, you'll see that there is a spare part over there, which is actually a life collectible. So there isn't much more to do up here. So we can go back down. As I walk around, you'll also see these snowflakes. I drew the texture myself. I remade them after having them for a previous homework assignment, where I used an asset that I imported, but now I drew them myself. Yeah, so in between these buildings as well, there's also a life collectible. This is a spare part for Kickbot, but as Bronco said, you can use any spare part as your to rebuild yourself, which isn't actually seen in the game, but lore-wise, I guess. So yeah, we will take all of these lives, which we might need. You can see the models are also in the top left corner, so the faces of the robots are customized there for the live icons. And then, of course, after exploring the whole city, we reach this person, which I will speak to now. Wait, you're one of them, aren't you? One of those stupid Omnicorp robots that are taking over the city. Not on my watch. I won't let this city be corrupted by that company like I was. Take this. Wait, what do you mean you're different? You say you're rebuilt and are actually trying to take Omnicorp down? That sounds a bit suspicious. Prove to me that you're the real deal. I want you to deface that billboard up there. The supplies you need should be in the alley behind me, but I won't make it easy for you. If you succeed, I might be able to offer you a helping hand. So we are given a quest by this person who will help us if we actually manage to deface that billboard up there, and we are directed to the alley behind them. Yeah, this is also one of the uses for my interactions, so I think for now we've seen, well, the background music changed. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but you can hear it is different now from the main menu. With this track actually started playing when I got into the game, when I left the main menu, but I forgot to mention it, I believe. And you can also see some other interactions like dialogue here. Oh wait, and I guess that is it for now. I will have more coming up, and I will mention them when they arise. So we will go to the alley behind him, and we will see some moving platforms and some lasers. I will group all of these objects into one significant model I made. So these laser pylons, which actually kill you, you might actually, yeah, I will demonstrate that sacrificing one of my lives
to rescue you.
So there is, sorry I was speaking over that, but yeah, there is an animation for getting knocked out, there is a noise for getting knocked out, and there is an announcer voice line for that as well. So yeah, you can see this is sort of the beginning of the middle of the game. So that was what we just saw was the start of the game, where the problem is introduced, where we see the characters. Bronco speaks to you, tells you about the problem. You know who you are, and you're invited to explore. And there's also not much danger. That's a very open area. There's nothing to really kill you except for that very predictable spider bot, which is sort of to introduce the danger of these things, to let you know you're not supposed to touch them. And that spider bot will actually also kill you. So yeah, that is how the player can learn about them. And let's see if I actually managed to do this parkour, which isn't too easy, but it shouldn't be too bad. So this is a slight increase in difficulty. As you can see, it is not absolutely terrible, but you do need to make sure that you hold down the jump button to jump enough. I should have shown you, if you go up to the billboard and try to interact with it, you will be told that you need a spray can or a paint can or something like that, which you find on this platform over here. That is my use of the lock interaction component, as well as there was another one on Omnicorp Tower. But yeah, so if you try to make it to this platform, you shouldn't be able to. And this is where the medium difficulty comes in, where you don't really die immediately if you fall in here. It is possible if you land a bit weird on the lasers, but the idea is that it shouldn't be too bad to just jump over these in case you fall. So it is not a horrible punishment, because you are still learning the controls and how the game works in general, but there is a slight increase in difficulty as you're progressing. So if we get to the top here, you will see that there's a spare part here, another life, just to reward you for getting up here and to replenish some of the lives you may have lost there. So you can see we're up to the billboard now, and you can see here this is the Omnicorp logo, which I'm a bit too close to show you. Let's see if we can see the one on the tower. Yeah, so that is the Omnicorp logo. And that is, well, the company slogan, "Wherever you go, we follow," which is slightly weird and is what I was going for, just to let you know that there's something not quite right here. So if we interact with this, now that we have the spray can, that is used up, and we have now defaced the mural. So we drew a face over the Omnicorp logo. We renamed it to OmniCrap, and we didn't even change the slogan at all, because it is weird enough as it is. So we just put a few question marks on it, and of course we signed it just so they know we did that. So if we, having completed that now, we can speak to Scorpion Man over here, and his dialogue will have changed. "Huh, not bad. You've got some creative potential. And talk about parkour. There's no way you're one of those Omnicorp bots. That company messes up everything they touch." So another hint that something's not quite right. "I was one of their interns a few months ago, before they got obsessed with robots. We were experimenting with modifying human DNA to increase people's lifespan. To lower costs, we were told to experiment on ourselves. If you think I look bad, you should see some of my colleagues. We were making good progress, but then new management took over the company, and we were fired on the spot because we weren't robots. I kept my access card to Omnicorp Tower in case they ever pulled another stunt like that. Now that they're taking over the city, I think it's about time we put it to use. Here you go, kid. Use it well." And so, Scorpion Man here will give us the access card to Omnicorp Tower, which is an inventory item we can use to go inside. I forgot to mention as well, Scorpion Man has an idle animation here, and his tail is actually a dynamic bone as well. And Bronco as well has an idle animation, which I did not showcase, which you can see over here. So he sort of has this cane, and he passes the cane back and forth between his hands. So let me just check over before moving on, let me check over the requirements of the game. Yeah, there's 2 characters. They fit into the theme, which is you being a robot, trying to rescue Omnicorp. So yeah, I mentioned all of this. They have all of their animations. I did not get to show off the continuing game over, but I will do that at the end, hopefully, if I remember. There are 2 NPC characters, which you just saw. And again, there are no assets left from Daisy Toon Rescue, from the testbed, or anything like that. And then there is a dialogue, which I read aloud. I will get to the rest of the environmental objects later, but for now we have seen four of them technically. So I'm counting the buildings as one, the lasers and platforms as a second one. There's Omnicorp Tower as a third one, and then Spiderbot as a fourth one. Oh, and then the billboard as the fifth one. I have more if some of those don't count, but up until now we've seen 5 environmental objects. The sky here actually has inverted normals, so we can take our camera outside of the map and still be able to see ourselves, which is very helpful here in the laser part. Let's see if I can squeeze through the buildings here. Yeah. So when you're actually trying to do the parkour, it's hard to get a good angle, so you can come over here and get a good angle over here without your vision being blocked or anything by the sky. Yeah, and yeah, so the life collectibles are changed to a different model. Yeah, the continued area I will show probably after beating the game, maybe on a second. I will launch up the game again. We have seen the beginning of the game and sort of the middle. This is, I would say, halfway through the middle, so there's a bit more development inside Omnicorp Tower. And we have spent a few minutes now, and there's still quite a bit of game left, so I believe even if you also take the time to explore the city, this game will take you about 10 minutes to play. Yeah, and in the main menu we saw the aesthetics being changed, so you could see the city. There were no assets from Daisy's Tomb Rescue. The characters, both the robots and Bronco, appeared in the main menu before you enter story mode in that menu option. There was background music, and the logo was changed as well. And yeah, the camera angles were changed. We have mentioned the audio. You have heard I actually voiced the announcer for this, so Sarah Ruth Thomas has been removed from the game. And yeah, there are different sounds for all of the players. I don't think so this is Kickbot's jump up sound. I'm not sure I showed that, and this is her run sound as well. And this is her KO sound as well.
You just became scrap.
Yeah, so it's slightly drowned out by the announcer, but you can see there. And there is actually no way to die through a falling KO in this game. There's no way to exit the skybox or anything. But there is actually a sound for falling KO, just in case anything happens. And victory, we have seen the victory in here. So those are the sounds for victory as well. And yeah, we have seen 2 background tracks for now. And we will see the other 2 inside Omnicorp Tower. We have the neck component, which we mentioned already, the dynamic bone with Pummelbot's cape. We have the particle system, as it is snowing on top of us right now, and we have seen 2 interactions for now, and the lock, so the lock with Omnicorp Tower and the billboard. And there was dialogue from the NPCs, and then there's KO player from the Spiderbot and the lasers. So that is 2 interaction types up until now. We will see the rest later. There are no red error messages here, and I don't believe it is possible for the player to become soft locked. They might be able to do some very strange things with the enemies if they place them in very weird ways, but I will mention that as we get into Omnicorp Tower. And yeah, you can see there was never any stretching or warping of the player, no matter where we went. And yeah, the credits screen I already mentioned. So I think that is all of the requirements. So I believe that covered most of them. We'll go into Omnicorp Tower and see the rest. So, I believe okay, so you can get the access card back here, because I died with it, which actually shouldn't really be happening because you're supposed to go into the tower, but for demonstration purposes, you won't get soft locked there. Actually didn't think of that, but it's good that it worked out. So we are now inside Omnicorp Tower. The structure of this is there are several rooms that you have to go through, and you can see here again there are the spider bots that are sort of waiting for you. So these will actually follow you, and this is still meant to be sort of an introductory room where there isn't too much danger, but it can get slightly dicey, I guess, if you don't just make a run for it. You can just go up the stairs. But what I mentioned about being soft locked is, for example, if you leave the enemies over here, it could be a slight predicament, because then how are you going to get out of the stairwell? But how I combated that, let's see here, is when you actually go into Omni. Also, there was a checkpoint there. I'm not sure if you saw, but you will get spawned incorrectly back at the start if you die at any point inside Omnicorp Tower, apart from the very end, which we will get to. So you can see the spider bots aren't here yet, because we died, so we don't want them blocking up the entrance. So when we actually get into the room, they... Okay, that was a very good parkour from me, but once we get into the room, they actually they appear again and they start chasing us, but that is, they only appear once we are inside the room, so we always have at least one path to escape, like this. So we will now go on to the next room, which again, so yeah, there's going up. So that is another one of our interactions, actually, the teleport game object. You can see we're moving around from the city to the room, to the other room, so that is another one we do. And then there was the change active when we spawned in the enemies and we despawned them, just so that they don't go out of bounds and stuff. So that is one more interaction. And you can see here these spider bots are programmed to move on a path. So this is the second room you have to go through. This is also relatively easy. There is a spare part there to encourage some movement horizontally, not just rushing through this. But again, this isn't meant to be too difficult. Yeah, so we can go on to the next room. And yeah, so this is the third room, now slightly more complex. Yeah, you can see, let's see, so there is I can go into this room without triggering anything. So there's a bunch of pink glass. These spider bots are contained in here. Oh, I forgot to mention, I will count these rooms as well, which have the inverted normals technique, to be another one of my objects I modeled. And if that isn't too much, you can throw in the cage with the pressure plate here as well as part of that, to sort of fill out that environment object, I guess. Let's see, have we seen... Oh wait, no, never mind, sorry. I'm counting the pressure plates and the cages as one of my separate objects. So both of them combined, I believe, make one object. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, if we actually step on this pressure plate, we will see... Oh, and you can't actually leave this room, because this is blocked off and there's no way to interact over there. So I actually accidentally picked that up, but there is a tiny like reward, I guess, for getting close to the cages. And you will see here when you step on the pressure plate, our last interaction will appear. So that is interaction message. It is survive until the door opens. You're like, wait, what's happening? And you can see that the spider bots get released from their cages actually and start chasing you around the room, and you need to survive until the last door opens. And there we go. And that also... Okay, so we have a checkpoint there, and that also uses the same technique as the first room, where we disable the spider bots when you get out of the room, and we re-enable them once you actually get into the room, so you have a way to escape. And you can see here we are now at the final stage of the game. This is another one of my significant environmental objects, which I think is the 7th one we've seen now. So there's a huge control room here, it is called, which has a pressure plate, and there is also that set of computers, which you will see developed very shortly. So just to recap, the environmental objects I mentioned are 1, the buildings, 2, the actual rooms with the inverted normals, 3, the lasers and the platforms combined, 4, the pressure plate and the cages from the pink room, 5, Omnicorp Tower from the outside, 6 is the spider bot, and then if one of those doesn't count or they get grouped together, there is 7, the billboard, and 8, this whole control room, and if you want to count it separately, 9, this set of computers as well, which do have a little bit more to them, as you will see shortly again. And this marks sort of the end of the middle of the game. So we had the trying to get the access card, speaking to more NPCs, and that parkour and learning, and then we got into Omnicorp Tower, and we actually had to climb the different floors through the rooms to get up to here, which is the end of the game. So as soon as you spawn in here, you will be immediately drawn to going down here. So there was a checkpoint up there, which signals that there might be something happening over here. Once you get down here, nothing really happens, and you're of course drawn to this huge red pressure plate, which I will let play out at the moment. Yeah, so I will fail this on purpose, mind you, just to for you to see what happens. But let's see what happens when we hit the red pressure plate. So initializing system reset, 30 seconds remain. So the background music changes there, the lasers appear and start moving, and if I let them kill me, they sometimes move a bit quickly to kill you. They're actually doing some weird things now. Okay, yeah, these were killing me before, I'm not sure what's happening, but you can see here that the computers turn on, they basically try to start killing you. So yeah, here we go. This is actually done with an animation, and again, it's really weird. I'm not sure why these aren't killing me. They really should be. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's also aiding to help make the game less frustrating, I guess, because you can still have fun dodging these lasers, which is not that easy, especially when they start moving like this. But yeah, okay, there we go. But yeah, so these lasers actually start. Okay, so you have passed the trial now. And yeah, so those lasers actually reset whenever you die. Again, I'm not sure why that didn't work there. It was killing me before. But yeah, it is. That is the sort of final boss where you start the system reset, with a big red button, and then the computer turns on and it's like, whoa, you're taking over my control, you shouldn't do that, so I'm gonna try to kill you. And if it actually does kill you, you'll be spawned back in the little room at the top, and the whole sequence will be reset. So when you hit the button again, the animation will play from the start, the battle will play from the start, everything should be good there. And yeah, so we have the last. So after we pass the trial, the battle, I guess, the computer actually turns green and has a smiley face instead of red exclamation marks. And this is the dialogue we get. So, must control. Hello? Apologies. My error logs say that I have just exited an infinite feedback loop. Are you the hero who rescued me from my technological peril? Thank you. The name's Candela. I am the CEO of OmniCorp, so I guess that, in a way, I am your creator. Let's see what happened during that feedback loop. Whoa, I was out for 3 months? I fired all of my employees? How could this happen? My records tell me that I somehow got into a loop of optimizing control over the city. That's the opposite of what I want. I want to show humans that robots like you and I can coexist with humans peacefully and help each other. Thank you for rescuing me, little one. Does anyone help you in your quest? Bronco and Scorpion Man. Yes, I remember them. Diligent workers. I'll be sure to give them their old jobs back, and a big raise. I'll also get rid of those stupid spider bots plaguing the city. I don't know how I could even release those. Thank you again, little one. Please let me know if you ever need anything from me. Let me give you a lift downstairs. Make sure to report back to Bronco. And there we go. So that is the conclusion to what was happening to OmniCorp. So the CEO, which is actually an AI system named Candela, had actually gone into an infinite feedback loop. And this isn't mentioned anywhere in the game, but when she does go into that red state, her name is Controlla. So she basically has gone into a feedback loop where she is sort of valuing like with positive reinforcement the control of the city, and of course this has led to a bunch of erroneous outputs, and that is why all of this was happening. So when you restarted her system, then all of this started working again, and she came back to her senses, and she will now be helping the NPCs you met along the way get their jobs back. And as you can see, there are no more spider bots in the city, so the city is now saved. You will see the background music has changed now. It is quieter now, it is calmer, and it is more relaxed. It is meant to be sort of a, you did it, congratulations. And and you're teleported back to the main city, where it is now not snowing anymore. The billboard is still the face, though. You have... so you are directed to to report back to Bronco after you are done with that. So let's speak to him. You did it. You saved the city. The spider bots all crawled back to where they came from. Apologies. Everything is back to normal now. Tell me, what did you see up there? A feedback loop, huh? I warned them that this could happen, but they never listened to me. Sorry, I'm gonna get a drink of water. 1 second. There we go, sorry. If only they were to take me back, I could prevent this from happening again. They will? Oh, thank you so much. And in a management position, I'll be able to help so many people that way. Thank you again. Feel free to roam around the city and enjoy its recovered beauty. Talk to me again when you're done exploring. So, so that is sort of the conclusion, Bronco gets a happy ending, the city is saved, you did it. So you're free to explore the city. It is the same city as before, so it'll still have the different puzzles and stuff, which we showed earlier with the platform here, but you will see that the danger is now removed, so the spider bots are now gone, and the lasers here are deactivated. If you actually touch the pylon, you can still die, which I think I'm going to use to show you the continue screen.
Use that to rescue you.
So I will be going into a small death loop, at the moment. Oh yeah, I guess your checkpoint is still over here, but I think these can kill you still. Yeah, so these don't seem to be working, which I am not sure why.
Too bad.
Okay, so the laser does kill you there. Yeah, so that seems a bit inconsistent. I'm not sure why though.
You just became scrap.
Yeah, there you go. So we will show the continue screen here in a second.
Who's meant to rescue you?
Okay, so on our last life here, we will die,
Too bad.
and we will get to the continue screen.
I guess you weren't the hero after all. Are you gonna let them win?
So there are some custom voice lines, there's of course an animation, and then there's Bronco in the back there, there's some spider boss, and there's Omnicorp Tower. So we do actually want to continue here, just to get to the good ending of the game, I guess. So I will beat the game once more, just so that, yeah, just so that we can speak to Bronco again and actually finish the game successfully. If you don't choose to continue there, there is of course an animation for that, and there are some voice lines for that as well, which I will probably show after this. So I will restart the game and lose on purpose so that we can hear those voice lines and see those animations. I might show them only for one character, but both of them do have that. Let's see if we can get through this final boss fight. Yeah, so there is actually a pattern to these lasers. I'm not sure if it's too clear. I mean, not the same pattern all the time, but I did have to manually, sort of make up this pattern and think of which one would be challenging, which was quite fun, actually. Yeah, this is the one that kills me the most. There you go. So yeah, so you're also encouraged to step out of the middle here. And yeah, so Candela will take us back to the city. And then we can speak to Bronco to actually win the game. So we are now done exploring Bronco. And oh, I guess, yeah, so the dialogue sort of resets, but I hope you had a great time. Thanks for playing.
Mission accomplished.
And there you go.
You did it. Congratulations.
So yeah, you get a few voice lines.
298.
So you get a few voice lines there.
Robo-Rescue.
Yeah, so you get a few voice lines there at the end congratulating you, and that last line from Bronco is actually from me, so thank you for playing from me. But yeah, you can see here the logo as well, which now that we've played the game has both characters. It has Bronco and Candela in the background, which, or Controller, I guess. And now you know what that all means. So, yeah, so if we actually, I will now show you the game over sort of sequences and stuff. So let's lose on purpose here.
Who's meant to rescue you?
But yeah, I do believe this has covered all of the requirements. I don't believe I missed any. While I just run into these spider bots, I will check back over them. Yeah, so
You just became scrap. Game over. Are you gonna let them win? 9.
yeah, so this is the continue sequence, and we will see the game over now.
6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
Yeah, so There you go. That is the game over sequence for Pummelbot.
The end.
And
Eats 298.
I believe that is
Robo-Rescue.
Yeah, so let's just quickly show it for Kickbot as well. And I guess we will see some of the animations we haven't seen for her, because I played as Pummelbot.
You just became scrap.
So that is her KO animation. And let's see.
Too bad.
Oh, and as you can hear, the announcer has several different voice lines for the different events. And finally,
Who's meant to rescue you?
here you go.
I guess you weren't the hero after all. Are you gonna let them win?
So this is Kickbot's continue sequence. And if we just
4,
skip forward,
1.
there you go. So that is her voice line and her animation.
You did it. Congratulations.
That is a very weird message at the end, which the end.
Eats 298.
Wait, give me 1 second. Let's.
Robo-Rescue.
Yeah, so that voice line can play randomly at the end of the game. I did not know that when recording the voice lines that usually meant a negative end to the game. So slightly weird sometimes, but you know, games have their quirks. So that concludes my demonstration of my EX298 final project. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the game. I put a lot of effort into this. So yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for paying attention. And yeah, thank you very much for the classes. I learned so much, and I'm very excited to start my video game development journey here. Yeah, great. Thank you very much. See you.